All right, welcome back. This is Professor DeFrance. This is our weekly announcement for what we're doing in CSU this week. And of course, you want to start here, take a look around, find your course. And if you are in V29, I am still working with our tech to fix our discussions, and hopefully we should have that done very soon. I haven't heard back from him in a minute, so I got to check back with him. But yeah, that should be done soon. And in the meantime, I would do those on a Word document, just so you can stay up to date with them and so you don't fall behind on them. If you do them in the Word document, once they show up right here under Communications, again, this is just if you're in V29, the other ones are up there. But if you are in that class, just keep them saved in a Word document, and then as soon as they do show up under discussions, you'll be able to just copy, paste into the discussion. All right, so let's see where we are this week. This is a course, so you want to check on the content page. Go to Table of Contents, and check out our weekly assignments here. So this is week 2. We have our date here today. Let's see, assignments. Certainly you do want to work on Essay 1. You want to lose sight of that. That is obviously the main thing that you're doing in Unit 1. So please do work on the essay. There is Discussion Post 2 and the Ethics of Breaking Bad assignment, and some readings and videos here. A funny essay by the humorist Laugh Kookaburra by the humorist David Sedaris, and Common Organizational Patterns, which will help you with just understanding the way to organize essays in a logical fashion. In the Case for Curiosity-Driven Research, some research-based things here. This one especially is one that you'll want to look back at. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we're doing this week. So we have Essay 1. We want to continue. Let's go ahead and take a look at Discussion Post 2, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the activity for this week. Okay. Values. That's a central part of philosophy, of ethics. What do I owe to strangers? What do I owe to family? And what is it to live a good life? Those are the questions which we face as individuals, says Peter Singer. So you want to answer and address the 3 of those and think about them for yourself, right? What is your feeling on that first question? That second question there, depending on who you are, can have a pretty complicated or straightforward answer. And then, of course, now number 3 is very, very interesting there. What does it mean to you to live a good life? What would that look like to you? So that's what we're thinking about this week in our discussion. And let's go ahead and take a look at the activity. So the activity you can find here under assignments. I just noted, I just realized I haven't uploaded the revised activity one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the revised version of that assignment here. Right. There are actually, I was thinking about it this morning, there are really 4 variations on this assignment that would be acceptable. I was thinking of the various, popular spin-offs of these shows that I'm connecting these to, and I realized that there's no reason, like for example, that we can't give you the option here to look at Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. And then for option B, we're looking at The Walking Dead. So that'll be the 3rd option there. And if we're going to go there, we might as well include Fear the Walking Dead, which would give you actually really 4 source material possibilities there. So feel free to choose really any of those 4, although this assignment does focus on just these 2. And note the similarity between the essay and between all this whole activity. Like it's no matter what source material you choose, it's the same thing. It is the essay. The essay is where you're writing stories about your own life, maybe showing your own actions and your own dialogue and connecting those with ethical theories, things like you see here, right? And things like this that are mentioned in the video lecture as well as in the unit lecture itself, right? And then for this assignment, you'd we're applying that concept to basically a show, right? So you pick a character from the show, you look at how they live their life and look at their actions and their dialogue and see how those things can match up with or be associated with or connected with any one of these particular theories or ideas, and make it as complex as you want. You know, when someone is making, I don't know, just thinking of like Breaking Bad, for example, when this person is making financial decisions, they tend to be a consequentialist, or when they're making decisions that affect their family, they're a deontologist. You can be more complex about it than just saying they're one thing. But that's fine too. If you see them as one thing, talk about that, right? If you see different things going on there, talk about that, right? There are different ways to go about that. All right, so let's take a look at option A and option B. In option A, you're going to look at the program Breaking Bad, and most likely the lead character, although there are some other characters that you might find interesting, like his wife Skylar, his partner Jesse, all pretty interesting, go on pretty interesting ethical paths. So if you were to focus on the lead character, the anti-hero Walter White, played by Bryan Cranston, he's struck with the difficulty of paying for stage 4 cancer treatments out of pocket, which as a high school chemistry teacher, he cannot afford. Mr. White, an evolving character, comes up with an unorthodox solution to his problem when he becomes a successful producer of an illegal drug. In this assignment, you want to assess the perspective of Walter White. Who is Walter White, and how does he justify his actions? And so in 2 pages, assess the perspective of Walter White. Who is he? How does he justify his actions? That basically wraps it up in a nutshell there. And what you see here are, some various Walter White quotes, some different theories here, which you can connect, and that gives you a template here about how to get started in connecting those. If you wanted to, I would view this template as maybe part of the introduction. Do like a little introduction to the show. This would be kind of basically essentially like a thesis. And then after that, you would do body paragraphs that would support what you put in your thesis, right? White reveals himself to be blank. Okay, let's show it, right? Let's prove that. So that's option A. Option B, let's see, we're looking at The Walking Dead, is nominated for a Golden Globe. This is an 11-season show which follows a group of survivors as they fight to endure the zombie apocalypse. And the show is as much about fighting zombies, or the dead, or walkers as they're called in the show, as it is about dealing with other people and other survivors. In this show and others about the apocalypse, there are a great many opportunities to examine and study morals, ethics, and decision making. What motivates characters to do what they do? What do people's actions and what they say reflect about their character or their beliefs about what is right and wrong? There we go. You can choose to write about either the television series or the graphic novels. For this activity, we're going to do just that, meaning we're going to figure out what people say and what they do and what that reflects about their character. What do the characters' actions and words reveal about their morals, beliefs, and ethics? In this option, you can choose any character or group in the series. To offer up a few suggestions, I would recommend writing about the protagonist, Rick Grimes, Michonne, Maggie, Rosita, or Negan. And two other ones just to throw in there. Actually, I'll just mention them by name. But Rick's kids are very interesting. Carl and trying to think of the little one, Judith, and they're very interesting. They make different choices than the character Rick. But you can write about any of them. Some popular ethical concerns in this show are things like, is Rick a good guy or bad guy? Who is right about how Negan should be treated? Rick slash Michonne or Maggie? And spoilers not included. Let's just say they're put together that way for a reason. They're not to say they're equated. I'm not equating their decision making. These are different people, although there are some similarities there. And then if you're caught up with the series, one thing they're thinking about right now is one of the main questions being asked is whether or not Negan has redeemed himself as a character. Another interesting way to go with this would be to analyze the perspective of any of the groups that the main group, Rick's group, encounters. And these would be other people like the Whispers, the people at Terminus, Negan's group. There are various other ones. There's the governor in Woodbury, some other ones as well. But bigger picture, we're all looking at the same thing here. We're looking at, let's find some evidence to talk about who these people are. So pick anyone you like from any of these series. If you can watch a little bit or read a little bit to get caught up on it, if you're not familiar with it, that's all you're going to need. Even if you haven't seen any of it, if you watch one show, maybe read a like a magazine article about it, you should have some good ideas. All right, so let me know if you have any questions about these and enjoy. Again, this is supposed to be a fun assignment, so please do enjoy it. And remember, that's what we're working on in week 2. So we have discussion post number 2, working on our rough draft of essay 1, and we're working on this piece right here, the activity for week 2.